Welcome behind the scenes. You Don't Need This audiobook is coming soon, and I thought it'd be a fun chance to weave you into the experience here on the side hustle portion called transparency. What do you know? All right, all silence, on air, let's go. Transparency. A lack of communication breeds mistrust. When you build on multiple fronts, be transparent with everyone you work with. Transparency is easiest when communication is honest. Speak the truth from start to finish. Leave posturing, hidden agendas, and passive aggressiveness behind. This integrity engenders trust and will eliminate the mental fatigue that comes with secrecy. The result of transparency is clarity that makes it easier to identify how your time is best spent. Patience. Side hustles take longer to build because the project doesn't get anyone's full attention. That's okay. Financial stability from other income is why side hustles come with less pressure. The privilege to build at your own pace with less financial risk is the reason side hustles are so easy to start. That said, financial stability presents its own potential pitfall. With multiple sources of income, the luxury of not needing to make money can lead to crippling procrastination. The slowness of a side hustle can be embraced as long as the quality of work remains consistent. The variable of good timing will always alter the equation. When you activate new projects, adjust resources, or quit something to make space for what's next, patience will provide a noticeable blend of confidence and tranquility. This state of mind may slow you down, but patience makes your work more impactful over time. Give yourself grace and make room to be patient. Entrepreneurship is not a race. Urgency is helpful because it creates invaluable momentum, but sometimes wisdom comes from waiting. With your personal bandwidth balanced, you're able to be fast while building slower, but continually with less interruption. Patience also allows you to juggle a few ideas in search of one that feels right. To avoid wasting time with side hustles, be picky with whom you start them with. With the right people plugged in, even if it's only you, schedule motivating milestones. Milestones provide accountability and encourage timely decisions. The most conservative milestones can still help regulate the team's initiative. Everyone's commitment level is high in the early days, but that will change. Someone will inevitably pour more urgency into the work. Others may burn out. Whether it's just you or a team working together, make sure everyone feels comfortable with their ongoing involvement. Purposeful conversations give teams a chance to address tension before it breaks the project. Be realistic. There's no point in shooting for the moon if you don't have enough resources to get off the ground. Don't let your current environment become a mental barrier. But humility helps us recognize what we're able to achieve based on the current reality. Be realistic as you assess your situation. Map out where you want to go, how long it may take, and what you'll need to get there. Dream big, but be willing to take smaller steps. Side hustles are exciting, but can also be seen as a distraction. If you need to raise capital, investors will fear your lack of commitment. Customers can also feel when a team is less than all in. It takes extra energy to keep momentum growing when you have other commitments, but that's the name of the game. Can you show up and deliver on a promise every time? When calibrated correctly, equanimity can be maintained to keep multiple projects moving forward. If a project gets stale, don't let pride disguise itself as an excuse to hold on to something that will never work. We've all had a project drag us in the wrong direction. It's hard to revive old projects, but don't be afraid to put things on the back burner. If it might be better to permanently shut things down, read The Dip by Seth Godin. Then decide if and when to make your move. Winners quit all the time. They just quit the right things at the right time. The headline trap. One psychological twist of a side hustle is feeling envious of entrepreneurs who are all in. Acrobats without safety nets create a spectacle, but don't be misled. Entrepreneurs who push all their chips into the pot are just as envious as those who enjoy the security of a blended career portfolio. Each approach has its own risks and rewards. Try both to find what works, but don't get discouraged by the perceived success of others. There are many barriers to entrepreneurship, such as legislative policies, access to financial capital, talent gaps, cultural divides, market access, and weak support systems. In addition to these common barriers, students, first-time entrepreneurs, and intrapreneurs working inside existing companies often share a self-limiting ideology we'll call the headline trap. The headline trap is an emotional barrier that subconsciously makes people think their own entrepreneurial abilities don't warrant action. It festers from the deception that business ventures must go big or make a bunch of cash to positively impact one's career portfolio. This is no surprise. Successful businesses are celebrated loudly. These spotlights are well-deserved, and celebrating any entrepreneur's success is important. But you don't have to build something crazy to feel the innovative energy of entrepreneurship. The trick to avoiding the headline trap is simple. Worry less about the success of others and more about building whatever it is into whatever it needs to become. Everyone has a product or new initiative they've thought about exploring. Yes, building a business that impacts a lot of people is absolutely possible, but we're all invited to tinker. Curiosity is being evoked even when a project is only a tiny sliver of your career portfolio. The creative activity your curiosity can trigger is entrepreneurial. Whether a project works or not, the entrepreneurial spirit gets bolder and often leads to more innovative initiatives in the future. This type of personal growth also creates expanded interest in the startup and small business community. At the community level, entrepreneurial ecosystem builders can help people avoid the headline trap by recognizing, encouraging, and celebrating projects that don't make the news. This benefits everyone when more passionate people are invited to plug in. As more curious people are connected throughout the ecosystem, stay radically inclusive to fuel a more diverse, flexible, and sustainable environment. Intrapreneurship. Entrepreneurs champion innovative initiatives inside established companies. These bold and daring individuals are like unicorns in a balloon factory. While intrapreneurs shake things up in more controlled environments, they share a similar innovative spirit with entrepreneurs. Intrapreneurs are starters. They challenge the status quo for larger companies smart enough to listen. Companies that recognize the value of entrepreneurship stay ahead of the market. They do so by not falling too far behind the innovation curve. Smart companies go further by emboldening entrepreneurs. They do so with trust, resources, and the right amount of authority to get weird. Sidebar. It was hard deciding where to place this section. But many people who fire up a side hustle also have an existing job. Perhaps the art of making a ruckus inside existing companies deserves its own chapter, but so much of entrepreneurship can be applied to intrapreneurship. For most of my career, a thirst for innovation and identifying my work as intrapreneurial has helped me champion change inside existing organizations. My work as an intrapreneur provided financial stability and added to my own sense of purpose, while my entrepreneurial spirit kept me building side hustles for myself. If you shake things up, and fuel positive change in an existing organization, this entire book is as much for you as it is for the entrepreneur building a new company. Intrapreneurs are often salaried employees who want to enjoy their job more. They do this by reinventing how they work at a company they trust. Although this sounds simple, it's not. Advocating for change is difficult with more branches in the decision tree. Adopting new ideas will always feel risky to those in power as well. This makes climbing the ladder of progress painfully slow. Constant oversight and a lack of action can lead to burnout. Burnout usually translates into employees playing it safe. When conformity sets in, intrapreneurs lose their edge and misinterpret the market. To avoid this hazard, intrapreneurs must keep making a ruckus. Companies can help preserve innovative vibes by motivating intrapreneurs with action. Entrepreneurs benefit from having more inspired intrapreneurs connected throughout an ecosystem, but collaboration requires a different type of effort. This is because there are many known, unknown, internal, and external forces in play. In addition to these unknown variables, many intrapreneurs aren't able to be as present within a community. They may also not be decision makers. Large companies can seem less trendy, and new business owners may even think intrapreneurs are hungry to steal ideas. These perceived drawbacks are why intrapreneurs often get overlooked. Take your time engaging with large companies, but discounting intrapreneurs is a mistake. Big, small, old, and new businesses can all do more when the people they trust are actively finding fresh ways to collaborate throughout the community. Entrepreneurs need intrapreneurs, and intrapreneurs need entrepreneurs. Intrapreneurs stay innovative by learning from entrepreneurs who are building what's next. In exchange, intrapreneurs offer entrepreneurs established wisdom and access to customers. Intrapreneurs also share resources, generous feedback, and meaningful introductions. This elevates entrepreneurs, which fuels an intrapreneur's ability to activate more profitable initiatives. Established companies get excited by this progress and increase their community involvement. They become more willing to invest in intrapreneurs and the entrepreneurial mindset. This thickens connectivity within an entrepreneurial ecosystem, and new ways to collaborate emerge. As more large companies plug in, new, community-driven partnerships infuse layered economic growth. Whew, there you have it, my friends. That was chapter 5. There's 9 others for you to enjoy soon. Keep building.